What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Trey Jones. I'm in Palestine, Texas, roughly between Dallas and Houston. It's in Anderson County, kind of on the western end of the Piney Woods area. We are supposed to be getting an ice storm today, roughly 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation on the trees, the power lines, any of the elevated services, of course, your cars. But we're also supposed to be getting about 1/2 an inch of a sleet snow combination. I'm here to document this because I think we're gonna get quite a bit more than that. I'm gonna explain why here in a second. There's a lot of stuff going on, ice, snow accumulations, but something that's going on, guys, right now, and I'm gonna show you real quick here. Let me flip the camera. There's my cat being needy, but it's 35 degrees outside, and it's currently 11:34. Uh-oh, yeah, that's my lasagna for tonight. It's 11:34. The reason that this is significant is that it was supposed to be freezing tomorrow morning at roughly 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. where the freezing rain would start. So we're already at 35 at 11:34, which means by midnight we should be sitting around 34 degrees, if not 33. So we could say this thing is easily 5 to 6 hours ahead of schedule. And with the overrunning of precipitation, which I'm about to show you with some radar images, this could get really ugly really quickly. And instead of 1/10 of an inch of an accumulation out here, we could be looking at 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of ice. And also it means that the depth of the cold air should increase, and we might get even more sleet and snow accumulations on the back end. So we will see what happens. Let me show you some radar images where we're at currently. And I just mentioned that it could drop to 34 before midnight, and here we are at 11:41, 34 freaking degrees. This is crazy how fast the temperature is dropping, and that's what happens with some of these shallow, well, hell, with pretty much every shallow Arctic air mass that comes through. It usually is ahead by a few hours, but this is like 5-6 hours ahead of time here in East Texas right now. Okay, so it was 34 the last time I saw you guys. It dropped to 32 like 6.5 hours later. Something happened. The cold air kind of just stopped progressing. So we ended up getting down to about freezing about the time we were supposed to. It is now 31 outside. It's been freezing or below, right around 32, 31 for about 3 to 4 hours. Very brief period of freezing rain, thankfully, so we still have power. But now it's sleeting pretty good outside. I'm gonna take you out there, show you some of the accumulations that we've gotten so far, and we'll keep this thing going. I'm hoping that we get some snow on the back end of this for this video. We'll keep our fingers crossed for that. But there we are, 31 degrees, and it is now 11:06 a.m. Some pretty nice accumulation here on the car. Vehicles get colder a lot quicker, so accumulation can start pretty early on vehicles. A little bit of sleet. You can see along the base of this fence where all the sleet hits the fence and rolls down and accumulates a little quicker. So sometimes you can have to build up a sleet in those areas. And then we have the trampoline that we're taking apart right now because we're about to move this weekend. Trying not to get completely drenched. Over here we got a bunch of rain. But look at this, it's adding up pretty quickly over here. Trampoline is also another great area to get some fresh accumulation. Adds up usually pretty quickly there. And here's some of that accumulation that you can get at the bases of the trees. It's kind of like the fence effect where it all kind of rolls off the tree and accumulates quicker. It's coming down pretty decently, moderate sleet. I'll be out here in a little bit to update you guys. If the temperature falls to about 28, 29, I'm sure we're gonna get more accumulation. And I'm hoping on the back edge of this, we get a brief shot of some snow to cover everything up just so it can look pretty, just for the hell of it, for the purpose of the video and for some pictures. But I'll see you guys in just a minute. All right guys, so it's hard to see on this video. The fast moving pieces are sleet, but you can see a little bit on video that there is some small snow flurries starting to mix in, which honestly, I did not expect that until the very, very end, maybe the last 30 minutes to an hour of this, but we still have probably about 3 hours left of preset. So I'm hoping that the warm nose is completely going down and we can end up getting some decent snow on the back end of this. So I'll keep you updated. All right, guys. Okay, guys, so I'm showing you this video. It's hard to see on here, but the fast moving pieces are sleet. So we got some moderate sleet. But in the background, you see some that are kind of hovering and floating. Yes, snow is mixing in earlier than anticipated. I'm so freaking crunk right now. I'm so excited. I'm hoping this is just a little foreshadowing, a little taste, and then we end up getting like a decent 2 or 3 hours of snow on the back end of this to cover everything up and make it look all nice and neat. Car is getting really coated now. Tons of small snow flurries right now. At least half of this right now is snow. But here we go. We are now down to 30 degrees outside and the sleet is coming down really heavy, so I'm gonna take you out there. Pieces of sleet are starting to get a little bit bigger than what they were earlier. Earlier we just had a ton of really tiny pieces, but the lift is getting a little bit better. As you can see on the radar, the trough is about to come through, so hopefully it can squeeze out as much moisture as possible. Not seeing as many of the flurries. This is just some heavy straight up sleet. Accumulation still kind of hit or miss, but I think now with the temperature about to drop into 20s and the heavier precip, we should start seeing a little bit more white on everything. Let's come over here to the car. The car's still the best place to get the accumulations. You can see all the sleet bouncing off. Coming down harder than what it was a little bit earlier, so there's that. This is what the bushes and the hedges look like. A little crispy. This is about the extent of the freezing rain that we got, but I'm not complaining about the freezing rain because I honestly did not want it. I'm not a huge fan. Icicles finally trying to form. It took a long time, but now that we're about to be in the upper 20s, I think they're gonna start forming a lot quicker. Well guys, it's officially snowing. The last hoorah out of the system. Flurries are still small, but they are abundant. I really don't think this is going to add up to much unless this band overperforms, but we'll see. Guys, some decent little accumulations. Again, nothing much. Let's go up here, see what the patio furniture looks like. And randomly, there's nothing on the radar hours later, and there is tons of snow coming down right now. This is hours later. We probably had about a 5-hour delay of this, and there's nothing on the freaking radar. The nearest echoes that are showing up are hundreds of miles away in Oklahoma. This is incredible. I don't think it'll add up to much, but I got to see my snow. So it's been doing this for about an hour. There's nothing on radar for hundreds of miles. Nearest radar echoes are in Oklahoma. So we're talking like 300 miles away. So this has to be coming off of Lake Chambers, which is to the northwest of us, about 45 miles. That'd be a long freaking lake effect snow band, which is rare anyways in Texas. But I'm thinking that that has to be it. We've had an extremely warm winter, and this is the coldest temperatures that we've had in a long time, so maybe we're downstream of that. That's the only freaking explanation for this, because it's coming down pretty heavily. This is actually the lightest that has come down in the past hour, but it's accumulating everywhere. You saw the video earlier, there was nothing here. And it's, look at this, everything's turning white.